Halifax Classic at the Halifax Curling Club, 948 South Bland Street. Free admission to this event every night, every day. Although if you're watching us online, you're obviously not here at the club, but you're more than welcome to come down. Lots of food, entertainment all week long, along with some great curling. My name's Rob Belleville, and I'm here with...
Hugh Avery.
Hugh Avery. Hugh, we've commentated a couple games before.
One or two.
One or two? This is your first today, though, isn't it?
It is my first for this season. It is indeed.
First for the season. So, viewers, I apologize for his rust. I'm on game 3 of today, and I apologize if I'm just bad. But as we get going here between the fourth and final draw of the day, Skip Greg Smith and Owen Purcell, lines up to be a good, wholesome Atlantic Canadian game, doesn't it?
Should be a really good game. Greg Smith is coming off a win, I think, over former champ of this event, Stuart Thompson, earlier in the day. And
line's good.
This is the first game.
Line's nice.
And they have been playing quite a bit already this
Where?
season, so they have a lot of games under their belt. And
Line's great.
should be a good matchup.
For distance, yep.
Both previous entries in their own rights to this event, but new teams this year.
Yeah, they. I think Greg has a new lead, and Zach Shurtleff. In fact, some of Zach's former team from last year, Jason Cannon, who's now Charlie's brother on Team Epic, and so Zach actually played in the final last year.
Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Great line. Great line. Line's good. Line's good. Okay, curl. Switch, Ryan.
It'll all come together.
Easy.
First
Easy.
game rust, it's
Great shot.
okay.
So that's a new squad.
Yeah. And as we get into this fourth draw, on tonight's sheet, all men's teams. We've seen a mixture of men's and women's this today. Great to have in the last 2 years. The
Yeah, you need a 5. Line's good. Let it work. Line's good. Hard line.
Top 10.
Hard.
We have the top world women's team in the event this year.
Yep.
Well,
Hard. Read to it. Lock it on. No, no. Read to it. Whoa.
Grand Slam win. So the top 10 women's teams. So we're mixing her up already on this end, which is great to see.
Didn't quite.
Single line there, and Owen came in behind, and the team is trying to face up. So we'll see
We've watched today many of the teams that are from
Line's tighter. Line's tighter.
or close here, getting used to the ice, getting used to the rocks. Even
Hard line. Hard line.
know that the ice is big. Even that
Line's good. Line's good.
they have to almost relieve things. We've seen some early ends be very
Line's good. Clean. Ryan now. Got a curl. Got a curl.
so that's really interesting.
Yeah, I think Purcell plays out of this club, so the ice is some special attention. I think the ice might give some good practice ice and create something similar. And then Greg's coming off a win early, so he already has an understanding of the ice as well. So good to see him get ready.
Whoa. Yep.
And this event,
Yes.
in men's we're in our 5th year, women's we're in our
Look at that one.
title sponsor. Stu sells Realty.
Sorry.
Team Stu Sankey, who is rumored to be in the house. Not sure tonight, tomorrow, but it's coming down.
It's more, but the guards moved over a little bit.
Team
So
support of this event couldn't happen without sponsors like him. And also here in the men's event, we have STEELE SUBURU as the title sponsor,
should be like
who
50.
really helps make these events happen.
Yeah, and then the women's side, we have Neon Train being the title sponsor.
I got all there. Line's
So
T line. Line's good. T. Ryan's rock. Heavy. heavy.
Whoa.
Back forward T-line.
Really curling.
Yeah. No.
It's really curling.
Still heavy.
Whoa.
Top button here.
I think you're just letting it stop. Good shot.
See this rock settle in. It's going to sit just ahead of the
Good.
Nicely placed.
So I see. Probably get them both this way. Right on the nose. Straight back.
Not taking any chances early, wanting to throw it out. Always curious who's watching and where you're from.
Bill. No.
Thanks for tuning in here on this.
Go.
Just a message in the live chat. Let us know where you're from.
That's good. I don't love that. I feel like we're probably guarding back, aren't
I
we?
like that.
Where do we want it for depth?
Top 8. Top 8.
I think this will be just as fast, if not faster, coming across center. So
You have to
Sitting
speak.
close enough to the mic.
You have
Foot
to
less.
speak up.
Rob has a headset. I have one of those standard mics. So
You're old school. You're old school. You're
very old.
This is well, no, not you.
Good line. Yeah, line.
it's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy.
Line's good. Line's good.
Top 4. Weight's good. Top 8.
Lead.
Top 8.
Curl.
I got
Line's good. Straight.
It's always great to hear from our viewers.
Hard.
Better or for worse, at least somebody
Hard.
there is listening.
This one comes up a little short. I wanted to come around and kind of take away
Gear on that path.
But if they can get the hit and roll in there,
It's thin to make 11. Yeah.
Have here third for Team Smith.
Yep.
Plant technician.
Hard. Yes. Hard, big time.
4 times.
Yes.
yeah, I think Greg,
Whoa, curl. We'll go the other way.
Yeah.
All right.
different teams. That one
Sorry.
just a little off the nose
Good
on the
weight.
wrong side. So
Love to make that, hey?
I'm looking to try the same
10
thing.
and a half.
This berry part of it would be nice.
Yeah. It'll be gradual here.
Ryan Abraham here from Halifax, a landscaper, 4th time here at the Stu Cellars with his first of 2 months.
Good board.
Go ahead, Scott.
Straight. Yeah.
Needing to That's
Pretty gross. Paul's here tonight. He's upstairs. Yep. He's in the house. Paul is in the house. I don't think he's listening to us. But,
I'd almost say same weight.
so some
Like, I think
trades
you were
of hits
touchdown in
here,
the last.
as we've seen in several first ends of first games.
Yeah.
Teams getting used to the ice. Team Smith being on for the 2nd time.
Yeah, they're both looking for that roll, and
The hit and roll. Yep.
11-5.
Greg will get another crack at it.
Yeah. Hard. Yeah. Hard to stick
Sounds so
around.
easy,
Hard.
but executing it is another thing.
Okay. Just tight.
Sure, and they did the same thing again, hitting the other
Good.
side. So
It was just tight.
just keeps
That's
up with their force spray.
Like he was on the center line when he let go.
Need a lot more ice, I guess.
Looking to see if you can get a double.
Yeah. It's probably a little firm, yeah, but.
Team Purcell.
You think? Yeah. Okay.
You made lots of hits on those Monday night Rob.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'd be calling a draw.
We're going to go there, are we? Early in the game.
Hairless.
It's good.
Less.
Those out there watching, Hugh and I do play together. Somehow
Keep going, Scott. Keep going, Scott. Keep going, Scott.
Good shot.
Good shot.
Our friends Mark and Jeff. We have a good time here at the Halifax Curling Club. Members,
No.
so when we talk about the club, talk
Yeah,
about
then
the
we're looking at
events,
3. I think
we do
try this.
a big bias. we're
Yeah.
invested.
So
I am a past president of this club, and he was the current president. So
we could just nose.
he's done a lot to get this
No.
event to where it is this year.
11 and a half. 11 right there.
Fortunate flood here in the club only about a month and a half ago, and to see all of these curlers on the ice after
I think we just nose it.
the club was
like,
ripped
we
down
roll,
to
we're making the
studs
roll
only 2 months ago.
easier.
It must be a
I'm fine with that.
proud
Right?
point for
Yeah,
you, Hugh,
it's just a
to
top
see
12. We're
this
never rolling
happen.
shot anyways.
No, there's no point.
I'm not even sure how to respond to that, to be honest.
I think
Just say
11 should be
yes.
good
Just
there.
say
We've seen a
yes.
few come up nice.
Yeah.
Greg gonna try. If he can get that, we can take this thing away from him.
Love it.
Hard, hard, hard.
He's wide open.
Hard!
Stick around and, on it again. Looks like he's going to get to the nose. Across the other side of the
I just turned the shit out of us.
Now you might see
Yeah.
Owen come around, Rob, and avoid that hit.
I just-
So do that.
And if he could bury a second one,
you
you
hate
got a
that
chance
call?
at a 3 here. That was
think
an
we can-
important, hit and
Like,
stick
he has to
there
make something
force
good to
that,
not give us 3, right?
Force Owen to go after.
I feel like if he knows that, he's just playing this, then I can see him
make
making
as well, and that's been
But-
probably 5 or 6 shots at that. And Owen can bury one here. And,
Scott's was,
good chance of-
it's like 15-8. I think that's close.
Trading hits, but yeah, in the first
My
inning,
outturn will run a little straighter than his.
Is that where he gave you?
Scott's
Because I almost feel like.
comes down.
Okay, I was gonna say because I feel like we probably need more than where he gave you.
Bit of a team shuffle.
Is this too aggressive for your guys' liking?
Person who, really has risen
But I
up
think
from
if we make something good, like we
juniors
kind of force
into,
the issue a
you know,
little
through
bit. He
high
has to make
performance
something
programs
good
here in
to
Nova
not
Scotia,
give us
and
3.
is really making a mark.
Yeah, if you hit, he's trying the double anyways. If he sticks to the
This
could be
team-
4. So
I can
like,
just
This team, another team.
Yep.
I'd
it's
say this
speed will
team is
be
one
like
of
the same as draw to the button here
top
now.
under
Yeah.
25
Yeah.
teams probably across the country, if not in the world, right now. Sure, Scott probably appreciated me saying the under 25 team, but three of the teams.
Back 4, back 8.
Rumor has it sometimes.
Back
he can
8!
act under-
He's actually a great addition to this team.
Heavy!
I really think with his experience, a really solid addition.
Top 4.
No, T-line.
Looking to come
T-line.
around.
Yeah, T-line.
Line's really good.
I think the weight is there.
It's coming down though. Just gonna tap and freeze on their own.
Yeah, give there's a note there. If Gray can follow it down and just angle freeze, it might take this end away from
Little deep.
Owen. Just a little too deep.
Better there than on the rock. What was it?
Yeah.
So welcome to the first end, where your shot is you're looking for a freeze before giving up possibly giving
Yeah,
up a
every
big
2.
three.
We
So,
can't bounce.
pressure on already in the first end. They just watched Owen go down, so he knows the path at least, and just does he have the right weight?
Greg Smith has the lift on his rock like an old school curler.
Yep.
Felt light.
Throws it down for
Guys are on this right away, so
You gotta go fully.
got to curl a bit too. It might be a little light there. Rob. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
might be leaving a little bit. Got to get it in there. They got to get it in.
Just a little short.
But is it
May have taken one of those blue yellows away.
hard to tell whether that's second or third shot? Definitely not first shot.
I think we're 1. Yeah, just this. Yeah, well, there's nothing
You
we
have
can do
pretty
about
much
this
all
anyway.
of it.
Take that. even a little less than that, Ryan. Actually, no.
I think you see most of that red rock. If he had to score 3, he'd be going after that.
For sure.
But he's not going to risk it and just try to dry him for his same weight. He just drew to the tee line, so different line. But
This is almost wide open.
now he's seeing that he can see the whole rock. So
Yeah. I like nosing it. Just
what would you do here, Rob?
Half weight.
Would you go after the 3, or would you take your draw for 2?
I would listen to whatever you tell me to do.
Okay. Well, if you're Owen Purcell, you're going after the hit for 3.
I think at this point, the first end, you know, you have that chance. You go for the 3. You know that you have 7 other ends to dig it out if you do. And but that said, 2 different perspectives. Greg's been on this ice twice today. Purcell, this is his first game. Then again, Purcell's, plays out of here. Skip's choice, really? It's going to be what Owen feels comfortable with, right?
Now, he'll probably make it, but I'd probably draw for the 2. I think you miss it and you wreck and you give up a steal of 1. It's a 4-point swing. So, but he throws the rock way better than I do. They're on it, though.
So they're going for it, but I think this is going to be on that guard.
guard.
I think that's on that guard.
Yeah,
So now it's going to be a matter of...
definitely 1. I think that's it.
Now, might call for a measure,
I think they'll call for a measure, but
just to be safe. I think
putting-
red might be second.
I'm putting my money on red.
Red?
As number 2. Yep.
Well, somebody's already made the call that they're all right with it.
Oh, and I think they all agree with me.
Yep. Well, maybe.
I think Greg Smith's pretty happy there because it looked like at one point he could be giving up a 3 pretty quick, and just slightly, just a little deep on Owen's first. And anyhow,
Here we are, the end of the first.
1-0.
1-0. Close game. We've got 3 other games on the go today. Tonight, I should say. It's been a long day. I've been here since 8. Over on sheet 1, Team Stuart Thompson against Team McDougall. No score yet. They're counting up their rocks. Not sure what's going on there. On sheet 8, which is our second sheet, for those that aren't familiar with our numbering convention at the club, we've got Team Matt Manuel, who represented Nova Scotia at the Brier last year, against Team Epping, John Epping. Manuel's up 1-0. And over on sheet 4, our furthest sheet, we've got Team Fournier against Team King, and we've got no score yet. So we're a little bit ahead of the games here on our sheet, as we've got 4 sheets in play here. The sheet numbers are 1824 for anyone watching. Might be a little confused by that, but there is some method to the madness. Halifax Curling Club, founded in 1824, elected to name their sheets 1824, and coming up on their 200th anniversary next year. And Hugh, there's a few things going on about that, isn't there? A little history project happening.
Yeah, there's we'll have some celebrations next year. We probably would have done a little bit more planning if there hadn't have been a major flood, as you alluded to, in August.
Yeah.
So that set us back on some planning, but there will be lots on the go for next year. So yeah, pretty excited to celebrate our 200th year. Hard to believe.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd oldest curling club in Canada. So
Yeah.
lots to celebrate.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to have this club here in the what they would consider the deep south end of Halifax. Really great part of the community fabric, outlet for recreation for people of all ages, university students, youth, families here in Halifax, and now we have a high performance event. So
yeah, no, it's great. And this year Halifax will be hosting both the men's and women's provincial championship, the Tankard and the Scotties. So yeah. Now, one of the events we're actually thinking about for next year, Rob, is to have sort of an invitation to clubs across Canada for STEELE, but your club has to be 100 years old to participate.
Oh,
So it might be a little unique opportunity. So if you're out there,
is
and you're
that not
listening,
ageism?
Sure. So if your club is 100 years old, let us know if you're interested in coming to town for a fun spiel, and it would be really great.
You heard it here first, folks. Be part of the Century Club.
That's right.
Yeah, the Centurion Invitational.
That's right. We'll have something like that.
Are we making this up as we go?
No, we've talked
it's
about
coming?
it a bit.
All right.
So yeah, I think it would be a fun event. So
Awesome.
there's a lot of clubs across the country who have a deep history, so it'd be kind of neat to bring them all together and celebrate something
great.
like that. So.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Make sure you let your provincial organization know about that,
Sure.
and maybe Curling Canada, they might be able to get behind it.
For sure.
As we get back here to sheet 2, Smith against Purcell. We've got 2 Purcell stones up high, one as a guard, one just touching the 12. 2 Smith rocks at the 8 and 12 foot in the rings. And now we have Scott Zachary here with his shot to do a takeout of one of the Smith shots on the edge of the 12. Hits, nose hit, sits. Smith now looking to call for a hit and roll, moving it over to the other side of the sheet. Pretty quick with that call, knowing what he wanted to do. And his team is in the hack, getting ready to throw.
Gotta like it. There's only a few things, in turn, out turn, hit or a draw. Be surprised how long a game can take sometimes, but Greg knew exactly what the call was. So trying to get that roll, didn't have a whole lot of success on the last end. Either team to get that roll that they were looking for, so we'll see the first team that gets it.
Having watched a few games today, the hit and roll has been definitely the one shot that has been elusive to a lot of teams to find that balance with the stones, the speed. Again, first day of the event, they're all here fresh. And I think we'll see as the event goes on that that's going to become a shot that's going to be more makeable by more teams.
Yeah, I think as soon as they figure things out, they'll be making those more often. Those are pretty standard shots for this level of competition. So
it's funny, we play here every week and we haven't actually figured it out.
we're just trying to make a hit, Rob.
Yeah, I know.
Most of the time. This one's close. Maybe I'll curl a little. Yeah, just over curl a bit.
Gets the hit and roll, but it rolls out the other side. So just a little bit over. Skip Greg Smith immediately calling for the hit on that stone to hit and stick, wanting to keep 2 of their red stones in the house.
Yeah, just until Owen makes a shot to force him into a tough one. Then he's going to keep the pressure on and sit and lie too.
Whoa. Clean, yep. Yeah. Well, we're going to go behind here now.
Get the hit, stick, roll just under towards center line. So
Yeah, you can see all of it though, so or most of it at least. Hard to tell where we're sitting, but
What if we play this?
you can see over half of it.
Owen here just chatting back with
I kind of like this.
Ryan about the shot. Initially called to come right back to it. Maybe some contemplation of clearing out one of these guards, just making them go away.
Well, yeah, normally if you don't have hammer, you want to get those center line guards up. We're getting late in the end here, and Greg may take those center line guards and use them to his advantage. Right now, he has one buried behind a couple of yellow stones, so Owen recognizes that he could be getting into some trouble here. Otherwise, giving it a straight 2, just back and forth. But we'll try to open this up. A great shot there.
Yep.
Gets rid of one of those red ones.
Moves out their
yellow.
Still leaves 2 up there, though.
Leaves 2 center line guards, but the one that was at the top of the house is now gone, and those are both yellows.
Opens it up.
So, and he can always hit one of his own yellows back now. If Greg goes and buries one, he has that hit straight back with his own stone. So, good shot by Ryan. Looking to come around here, Rob.
They have the pocket to do it. They have the stagger on those two guards to get in behind and potentially not give Team Purcell the straight run back on where this stone lies. But it looks like it's going to come up a little light, a little short. Really going to have to work to get that under. And as we've seen a few times today, those last two rotations of the stone as it slows down, they really tend to cut in and they tend to move in on the turn they're on. And as we saw there, it moved in and tucked in under that guard.
Owen has a question here. Does he take his yellow right back? This looks like what's going to be the call. The other option is to come around, but you're in it then.
10.5 or 10.5.
He certainly could come around to top four and take the end away from Greg. But if he misses, then it opens up a potentially big end for Greg Smith and his team. But this is not a bad call.
This really comes down to his confidence. You know, second end, up by one.
Sure.
How aggressive do they want to be in this game?
No. I think that certainly the fact that we're only in the second end and it's a 1-0 game dictates this call. Right call.
This is a call you would make. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'd make it. We'd probably make the call.
Whether we make the shot or not is different. And he makes the call, makes the hit, and knocks out the red stone of Smith.
Smith's still shot, though, is that one at the back, the red one.
But it is well behind tee.
Same place, really.
Lots of room
it is
open on that
behind,
side.
yeah. I'm a bit surprised he doesn't play the hit on the yellow and roll. But he's coming around. Just true, so he'll know the speed and the lines. So.
Exactly.
Full 8 if you can. Okay, full 8, guys.
We're close.
Okay, well, keep going.
We're close.
The shot comes in, coming up
Great.
pretty good. Maybe a little light for where they want it. Greg Smith here talking back with his team. Greg Smith out of Newfoundland and Labrador. Represented Newfoundland at the Briar back in 2000 and
Something. You're right.
something when Brad Gushu was Team Canada. Fan favorite, really.
Yeah, no, Greg's been around for a while. Always entertaining. He's had a few different teams. I think he's been there a couple of times, actually.
Yeah. He's been to this event 5 times and has always been a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I've bumped into him occasionally upstairs at our bar and clubhouse, and always a great supporter here of the Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic event. We've got Team Purcell here with a little discussion as they're contemplating these 2 red stones. Smith with hammer.
Yeah, he's looking like, does he just freeze right up to the red one?
And then he somehow leaves it, we just like nose it, and then we'll sit like there.
It's either or. It's either like freeze now, see what you got, or run it and then freeze on the second one.
I don't think he can make the takeout. I think it's a little too...
Staggered.
Well, I think it's buried behind that yellow, so I don't think he can get to it. But
It looks to me like it's a little low.
he could do the straight run back. And
I think they're
that's his
looking at
call.
that.
I don't think it'll curl much here, but it's
Gives them a chance of getting their yellow, for two
Like
two
this off
stones in the
middle.
rings.
A little more.
Seems to be the call.
Shade less. That's good there.
Even if their shot doesn't stick around in the rings, gets rid of the red stone.
Yeah, if he can get that red out of there. But if he can't, it'll open up a potential 3 for Greg. And Owen will have to make a shot to save the end for his team.
Owen Purcell in his first of 2 shots here in the second end. out of his hands.
Yes. Hard.
Over curled a little.
Get one.
Yeah, just took off on them a little bit. They
Yep.
were on it and off, and then it just you could see a quick move, and just didn't anticipate that one quickly enough. So that bump on the yellow is now, I think, taken away. I think it's taken away, but you look like Greg will just try to draw a second one in there.
It's a bit of an opportunity here for Greg Smith to bury one in and potentially make it hard for Owen to get it out on his last stone.
Yeah. So, yeah, full eight. Full eight's perfect. No light.
Smith
Guys are on
delivers.
it right away.
They're on it right away.
That must be close. They're just
Top eight. Curl soon.
off and
Looks
on.
like it's hanging out out a
Wanting it to
bit.
curl a bit, yeah.
Gotta curl a lot.
They want to get this
You
in.
really gotta curl. Gotta go a little more.
He needs to curl.
A little more.
Moves in, but it's still
So he's line two, so I think
Line
you'll see,
two, half open.
Owen will just come down and freeze right up to that shot, I think, and force Greg to draw to the 4 foot.
That makes a lot more sense.
Ryan indicated that he thinks he can get a.
You think there's a double there to
No, I
take
don't-
them
I
out,
don't think there's
or
a double.
the TV screen doesn't really show that there is a rock further out that's helping guard that stone that we see at the top of the button.
I think you'd have to play it really close to the guard. It's just not worth it to miss it.
So we're going to look to hit and replace this stone.
Well, Ryan indicated with the right kind of weight, he thinks he can get it to the inside of that. And if he's able to do that, he could be shot stone buried and put the pressure back on Greg. Either way, get this one out, get one of those reds out of there, and you don't mind giving up a deuce. You don't want to give up a 3.
Like pretty fast, like fast spot. Yeah. All right.
Interesting to see how it runs here. Greg's draw stayed out there a little bit, and
It definitely held out, didn't it?
Little light. Back eight.
back 8 weight they're calling, so
Back eight.
weight's close.
Curl.
This one needs a move, though.
Starting to come in. It's going to get to the front face of the stone. Going to push that red out. Nice shot.
Really great shot. It pushes them. It's not out of the rings, but it's now number 4, and so Greg needs to follow him down, make the same sort of shot to score, but he can get his deuce if he saves the shooter.
But really key is keeping that shooter in play.
Yeah, we're playing this.
Might be some temptation to throw a little more weight to this than you might want.
Can't throw much more than what Owen threw there, and that was just back 8. So,
Hack. About a half a rock. No, half.
So as we come down to the final stone here in the second end, skip Greg Smith. Not shot stone, looking to remove the finely placed stone by Owen Purcell. And at least try to tie this up, if not get 2, as he releases.
seems to have a little more weight than what
Heard a
Owen
call to make it curl from third Chris
had.
Ford.
Relatively close. I think he's close here. Maybe on his own. Looks like a red. That was the fear. You couldn't hit it. You couldn't hit it dead on. You're going to jam.
No.
It's going to be one red, but
Just over curled a little bit.
yeah, they had to get on it, but you can't play
It's
with a
hard.
ton of weight because it'll stick out there a little bit.
And they don't want to risk
and
losing
then
the shooter.
Then you roll off.
Yeah.
It was a tough shot. So they both had their opportunities to score big end, and they both come up with singles. So we still here we go. Now we have a 6-end game instead, Rob. It's they both got their 1 points, and we're
6-end. Oh yeah,
game
we're
now.
at the end of the second, so we're into 6-end game. Okay,
ends
thanks.
left.
Yeah.
Like we're starting at zeros almost.
Your logic is so brilliant. So brilliant. The viewers are like,
We could have started a half hour late.
if you're just joining us, welcome to the fourth draw of the STEELE 1824 Halifax Classic men's event, brought to you by STEELE SUBURU.
2-3.
Got Team Greg Smith here against Owen Purcell in a close game. End of the second, tied 1-1. And this fourth draw of the event is seeing all 4 sheets being filled by men's teams. We are also covering women's events. Just so happens tonight, only 4.
Rob, just watching on sheet 1, Stuart Thompson took a single in the first, and Brent McDougall was looking at 2 in the 4-foot, trying to draw, and he's a little heavy and goes back, and a big steal of 2 for Stuart Thompson to go up 3-0 in the after 2 ends of play.
McDougall having won their first game.
Yeah, it was a bit of the scary thing with Brent. Never underestimate Brent. He can always win, but I will have to say that it was a bit of a shocker. That team doesn't spiel as much as
some other regular tour
no,
teams.
they don't play as much as Moybrook, I think, who they played, and they've been playing in numerous tournaments this year and looking really, really, really strong. And so that was a big upset today. You'll see that that team, they'll bounce back, I suspect, tomorrow. John Epping took a deuce on sheet 8, had an open draw for 2. And over on sheet 4, we get an update. Fournier took finally put the score up. He took a 3 in the first end. I'm not sure what happened in the second, but big 3 end there.
And a little shout out to Fournier, who's been a bit of a fan favorite here at our club. He's been also participating in this since year 1. Moved from Quebec to Ontario, started a new team, and now is playing here again after also watching his former team comprised of now skip Felix Asselin. Really fun to see teams move on, but yet the players still want to come back to this event.
Yeah, we always get a few new teams every year, so so that's great. A few new teams, King, Champ, I think some of Champ have been here before. So a few new teams, but those teams that have returned. Fournier, one of them. Scott Jones out of New Brunswick has been
Scott
here
Jones,
year after year. Great to have him here again this year. Obviously, Greg Smith. So a few other Newfoundland teams that have been here in the past. Not here this year, but I'm sure they'll return. And
in an earlier broadcast, we were talking about other men's teams that have been here, the likes of Bruce Moet, Brad Gushu, Team Howard, Schwaller, and also Joel Retornez, as we saw the Italian women's team here earlier tonight. Just a lot of great talent coming into Atlantic Canada for this this club event.
Yeah, it's a big purse. It's on the women's side. It's one of the bigger events outside the slams. I think the prize money is I think around $25,500 for both men and women. Yeah, I think it's a total purse of $51,000. Great for East Coast to have a tournament of that magnitude, and so it brings in some names. Got a few of the women's teams, a couple of men's teams, I think, too, going to be participating in the slam next week in Pictou County, just up the road, a couple of hours, my hometown, and so. Probably try to get up and see a few games there. Some really talent coming to Nova Scotia, so that's really great to see. So
an equitable purse here too, men's and women's, even Steven.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great event, and,
which we shouldn't have to talk about, but we're here, and it's good that that it is the way it is.
Yeah, no, it's great that the women's teams have to put on work just as hard as the men's teams, and so the purses should be equal. So. That's just our philosophy here, at least, and we'll stick to that.
Love to hear from all the viewers out there. If you're watching from close or afar, tag us on your social media at Halifax Curl, whether you're on Instagram, Twitter, I guess we should call it X now, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and if you're watching on the live stream in particular on YouTube, we'd love to hear from you and just hear where you're from and what team are you rooting for, what shots are you liking. Put it up there. Nobody's going to judge you. People are probably judging us, but
oh no, we'll judge them. But
well, they're judging
we'll
us too. You know,
there was a big miss there by Ryan, but hit and roll and just rubbed it and didn't take anything out. So Greg Smith will be looking to capitalize and come around. All we have is Smith rocks in play. So with the center line guard, can really put the pressure on Owen and team. Oh, that wasn't Ryan who made the shot. It was Scott, and Scott is just where. I was wondering why Ryan was throwing so early. I think Scott's wearing one of Ryan's shirts and has Abraham on the back, so I thought it was Ryan throwing. So my apologies, Ryan and Ryan's fans. That was Scott had that miss.
Wow. Enough said.
Hey, well.
It happens.
That's right. So Owen will be looking to come around. Thought he might actually open it up and get those center guards out of there. Might be a force, but we'll see if he can bury one here.
Ryan Abraham here, not Scott Zachary.
No, this is Scott. This
is Scott. Oh, yeah. See, I was just checking on you.
Yeah, you get back to your Twitter or whatever you call that.
Line's good, close. Real good. Top four. Great line. Great line. Weight's good. Switch if you can. Well, line's perfect. Whoa, not Adam now. Actually, not Adam.
Looks pretty good.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
Adam trying to get it to curl in there. Really nice rock at the top of the 4-foot and fully buried. Now you see
great shot.
Greg's going to try to run one of those red ones back. And
wants to clear out that front.
Great shot by Scott. Redeems himself there. Great when you can come back and make a nice shot like that after a miss. So give you some confidence. Scott's a veteran. He's not going to let a miss get to him too much.
No.
Yes!
On it right away.
No. Yep.
Just a little wide, I think, and, or narrow, sorry. Now, does Owen come in and put another one there? Yes, he does. That's the call.
He's going to go for it.
Well, you can't see much of the rock there. You can probably see
an eighth,
third,
maybe a third,
a quarter.
Yeah,
maybe a third, somewhere in there. But if he can put another one and maybe even show them a tiny piece of it, show them a little bit about each rock, and makes that shot even tougher.
Team Purcell here in their responses to our questions on some intimate details said their most social teammate is Scott.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Scott Zachary, always great to have around these spiels, and obviously a great player. Lots of talent and helping some of the younger folks on this team get them to that next level, and great to see that.
That one was a little warm there, so just a little heavy, and so a little lucky there. Get the rub and takes the double away. It was important to roll that the shooter back a little bit further. So see Greg try to hit and roll. Got to be careful. Doesn't want to jam it on his one in the back, and I think he can get to the inside of that. I'm surprised he doesn't play it with a bit like
heavier weight.
Backline hack weight and just get to the inside of it and roll behind the center guard would be a shot.
You can see probably about half of it from the hack if they were going to do that, but they're not. They're going to call for the...
Going to try to freeze in there.
Yeah.
bit surprised at this call. Gotta say, it's third end. You don't mind if you have to give up a 2. You don't want to give up a 3, but
No, you don't want to give up a 3.
Keep going! Read here. Read to it. Gotta go! Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go! A little more, a little more!
Comes down and just...
not bad.
So Hugh, we just had a comment from a viewer in Colombia, really enjoying the game. Some really nice shots.
Colombia?
Teams are playing, Colombia. Teams are playing well, and in brackets also says, I also enjoy great job to the commentators as well. So, you know, great job to the players. The players are first and foremost. We are secondary or third, but thanks for the feedback and appreciate any feedback online. Great to hear from you in Colombia, and nice to see the spread we have here on tonight's draw as Ryan Abraham lines up here for what is being called as a takeout to get rid of this Smith guard that's sitting out front. Makes quick work of that and makes it go away.
Even if you're wrong.
Greg's going to try to play the hit and roll. And
11?
Hugh, we had a message from Colombia.
I know.
Like
It's,
Colombia.
I know. That's
It's great.
fantastic. They may be listening to our other game. Maybe that was the commentary that they really enjoyed. Always streaming 2 games per draw here at the curling club. So
I forgot my broom, but it was cute when I pretended it was something else.
yeah, so Greg will hit that yellow one out and the pressure back on Owen.
Okay,
Still possibility for a 2 for Owen though.
Nodes are rolled this way, I think. So 11. Yeah, if anything, Zach's way, in my opinion. 11 is fine. Don't need to whip it. Yeah, we saw Scott's move.
So a few rocks down there. Game is tied up. 1-1. Smith with his first of 2 shots. Looking to come down and remove
Curl!
the Purcell Yellowstone at the back of the 8.
Gonna get it to curl here a little bit.
Needs to make it move a little
Pretty
bit.
close.
And they're going to hit. And they're going to get it
A
out.
little more than they
Rolled over, I
than
think,
they
a little
wanted.
more. Yeah. Still have a Purcell with shot stone. But we have a Smith red stone right in front of it, which gives them an easy out when they need it, although Greg only has 1 out left.
I think that's good for me.
This is playing a hit. I'm a bit surprised by this shot, Rob.
To remove the...
He's playing a hit and roll, and I'm surprised. Why not just draw?
Make it complicated for Smith to...
I'm not understanding this a little bit. If he draws down to it, and Greg would have the possibility of tapping back and being in shot, but then that could give Owen a double opportunity. The score is deuce, but he wants to be number 2 or number 3 here for sure. Doesn't want to be number 3. That's the role.
Is he putting that in with some banking that there might be a mistake on
Well,
the
you can't
next
play
shot?
that way, though.
But is that what's happening?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, that's a surprising call, because now all Greg has to do is hit, and Owen's facing 4. Well,
Strategy miss there.
I really think it is. I think Owen's going to have to draw. Just play to hit. It wouldn't be bad to have your draw in your back pocket. He could have froze up to that back red
Which we
one.
haven't seen a draw yet.
It's a really surprising call.
We haven't seen a draw from him yet this
so
game.
he's gonna. Well, you're gonna have to see one soon here. or some sort of double, or yeah, very surprised.
So Smith with his last stone. Looking here for the tap hit on his own to drive the Purcell stone out to leave Smith lying 4. Calling on the sweeper now. 9 looks good. Think they're going to make this, and they do. And now Smith lying 4 with 1 stone remaining. Purcell, who really has to hit within
He's trying
2
to
feet.
draw to the button is what he's trying to do to score a single.
Just to get up by 1 with hammer.
That's, so my point on that last one was if Owen had have drawn to that back red one and left that, the Rocky hit was,
Left it open.
It was Rocky hit was number 4, but if he draws into that back one, and Greg did this last shot, he'd have a hit now for 2, and now he's facing a draw for a single.
So Purcell here with his last shot of this end, the third end, tied up 1-1, drawing for 1 to go ahead 2-1, but they need to make
Guys
the
are
full
on and off,
4.
which is a good sign, Rob.
Yeah. It's in the sweeper's hands now.
Yeah, you just got to be careful. Looks like they're off it right now, so
It's a
needs
little
to
heavy.
dig a little bit.
A little heavy, but they have
Needs to dig.
backing, and now look at this.
Yeah, there's a steal
Look
of
at
1.
this. Steal of 1. Greg Smith coming out of this third end with a steal. Going up 2-1 over Team Owen Purcell. And, yeah, not how we saw this end playing out
No.
2-3 shots ago.
Well, he'll have the hammer playing the even ends, and so that's not a bad thing. Get a couple here, you're back in control of the game on the even ends with the lead if he can get his deuce. And he's had opportunities both in the first and that end as well. Just need to capitalize. So
Absolutely. And we're only in the third end. It's
still early.
it's going to still early and easy to call the game from here. The players out there have other ideas.
Some other updates on sheet 4. Fournier, who got off to a 3-0 lead, gave up a deuce in the second and a steal 1 in the third. Got a tie game 3-3 over in sheet 4 with Fournier and King. The other 2 games are still progressing in the third end.
And for the third game that I've commentated today, we have a shout out from Fall River, Nova Scotia. I might have to just disclose that could be my parents.
Say hi to your mom and dad.
My mom and dad, Danny and Kathy, watching from home. Thanks for tuning in. Call you out now. Appreciate your support. And as we say that, gonna break over to sheet 1.
Yeah, it's not sure what happened in the third end, but they are bringing all the rocks back to the other end. And so Thompson, who was up to a 3-0 lead, I can only imagine.
Must have
what
been a
happened.
multi-score something or
And
other.
they said, let's just get home and wrap this one up. I'm not sure.
Or check out the Gahan patch.
Oh, you could check out the Gahan
The
patch.
Gahan
upstairs,
patch,
maybe.
which one of our awesome other sponsors, Murphy Hospitality Group, also the Prince Edward Island Brewing Co., Crombie Reet, Scotia Square, and the Curling Store. The Gahan patch open here every night this week and this weekend. Free admission, lots of food, lots of entertainment. Come check it out. They might want to go there.
They could be going there. I suspect they might go a little early there. So Greg just putting aiming for a guard.
Well done.
And Owen put up a corner guard, and you'll see him come around and try to set up a multiple score end here. Those Greg Smith's rocks are off the center line, so not where he wanted. He would have wanted them on the center line, but if Adam can put one here in behind here for Owen,
line.
Look at a
Room.
multiple.
Room. Ryan's rock. Really got to curl. Easy. Not for depth. Always Ryan.
Trying to get it to curl a little bit.
Hard, Ryan. Hard, gotta go. Ryan's good. Easy, easy.
That finished nicely at the end. Pops out a little on the other side. It really moved. The last 3 feet, it moved a ton. So as the rock was coming to a coming to a stop.
Okay, 6. 6.
You tell me.
Curl. Curl.
Yeah, you go.
Gotta go.
Just crush it. Just crush it.
Gotta go.
Weight's great. Weight's great.
Hard on this rock, sweeping it.
Bury it. Bury it.
Looking for that one to curl a little bit. I'll bury it.
Greg Smith also wants to help them get it in there, and comes in down below.
You see, Greg jumped out on a few of them to help sweep. I'm not sure if I appreciate that. It kind of signals to the team that the skip can come up and sweep a rock. And my team knows that doesn't happen on our team. So
Well, I don't know that our skip typically sweeps behind the tee line anyway. Does he?
yeah, it's overrated.
Yeah. Might need to go back to lessons for that. As we see this shot come down, run back 1, 2.
When he gets underneath,
A little
great
tap.
shot,
Yeah, great shot. Clears him out.
Gets, almost took his own out, but
Lob
just
another one there. Just pick
went
this.
behind it. So
Okay.
this is an aggressive call coming in again. Greg looking to see if he can original call, looking to see if he could see any of that one of the one that Adam put in there, but they're coming in for another.
Around. Yeah.
Don't need much of a rush to it now. Starting to sweep it now, but
Back 12.
Whoa. You can still buy it. Yep.
looking to come around it now.
We're fine.
Maybe a little.
Distance.
That's not what they called, but
That's what they got.
that's what they got.
You're used to that, aren't you?
Yeah. It's,
On Monday nights, don't you call lots of things and you get what you don't ask for?
Yeah.
Any club curler out there knows that sometimes is what happens, and that's
Back
okay.
8.
That's what makes this sport awesome.
Owen looking to bump that one back a little
I
bit.
guess you did just throw that.
Still looking at that run back again.
Yep.
Air high.
Even if they clear out this top guard and don't get the run back, at least it opens up a path for them with an opportunity to get into the house.
Girl. Hard.
Greg looking to replace that rock and put another guard up.
Just the 2.
Okay.
Gotta go a bit.
We got a curl. Well, you're fine.
As the shot comes down,
Curl, yep. Curl.
calling for it
Go,
to
go, go, go,
Just
go,
wanted
go,
to curl a
go,
little
get
bit more.
over to that center line, just over covering theirs, and I think they can get it pretty close to where they wanted it.
Now the difference now is so they're not running one of their own back
Like this
into it.
with
So
the
I think
rod.
you'll see the change. Oh
Yeah,
no, you
still
won't see the
calling it.
change. Still wanting to run her back in, and
There is a chance for 3 here, though. They could get all 3. They're just staggered, I think, just enough.
Sure.
Well, you know, I'm not making that shot.
No.
But they could make that shot. See Ryan Abraham out of the hack. Heavyweight coming out.
Adam, do not touch this.
They're going to get the one, but just not lined up for the one behind it. At least opens up the front. And
A bit surprised there, actually. I thought that rock was well out, and
Pretty far out,
you-
wasn't
you
it?
could
Yeah.
see at least a quarter of the other rock, and so a bit surprised why he didn't. Is that Ryan's first rock? It must have been. So maybe that's why.
they'll probably look to replace that guard here. Yep. Greg Smith indicating wanting it up in the mid-range ahead of the house, what we would, some of us would call the number two area, using the number system. Want to get that over center and nicely placed back pretty much where that one was before.
Yeah, it's a little deeper this time.
Like this turn?
Immediately, Owen Purcell is ready to call the hit on that.
Whoa, yeah. Right to it. Okay.
Gets the hit.
That's
Gets
okay.
them out.
And you're going to replace that again.
Smith still lying shots 1 and 2. Purcell's shot is the third out in that edge of the 12. And I think we're going to see Team Smith put that guard back up. What do you think, Hugh?
That's the call. It's
Is that what you would do?
sure. Owen them have not been able to run it back in and move things around, put it up again.
They really don't want this to come in too tight, though, do they?
No, they same place they had it. They've put it around a like a 2, or you could even go 1.5. Or sorry, 2.5. Don't want it too high.
You gotta curl it, guys. You gotta curl.
Seems a little light, this one.
A little bit lighter than we've seen, and
You want to get it to the center
sweepers are
line.
struggling to get it over the hog line, and now just hoping to get it biting a bit of
Not bad.
that
It
center
really
line
moved,
and
moved a lot at the end there, but
bit of the curl there.
It's almost like the same shot that I threw earlier, no? And I think it's the same line. Like that?
I'm going to try to play that quiet tap back.
Touch slower here, but like not by much.
It'll be a little bit fresher. What kind of weight are we throwing?
I'm throwing the same shot that I threw that other end. Okay. I think that's ice is probably pretty close to that. It's pretty straight here.
Yeah. The other one was like back line.
Yeah, so we're like throwing that same shot, like just through. I'm thinking I'm probably giving you guys like 14-2. Right?
14.
14-5 you think is good?
Oh, no, I think 14-2 is real close. You're right.
Okay.
Little soft.
Yeah.
Soft. Gotta go, Scott. Come on, Scott. Come on.
Hard!
So we see this stone come down,
Go! Hard!
just trying to get back and nix that guard. And that just rolls out just outside of the rings, and that's a tough break.
Yeah, tough break, and You see Greg Smith going to try to put another one up there and force Owen to draw to the button again.
So if you're Greg Smith right now, up 1 in the 4th. You've got 2 lying in, the 4 and the 8 foot. Where are you putting this rock to try to really force Owen to make a mistake and maybe still steal 1 or 2 out of this end?
If he could carry the rock down, he would carry it down and freeze it in front of his other one.
In front of the top 4?
In front of the top 4 one, yeah.
We'll see.
Well, if you could carry it down.
Carry.
I'd put it frozen behind the one that's in the top 4.
Well.
That you can't do that unless you're throwing from the other end. So, so this is the next best alternative.
Is that the expectations you put on your curlers and your team?
I usually just point to the rings and hope you can get it there.
As we see Greg Smith's last stone here coming down, folks, wanting to get it in, trying to freeze to the top of his in the top 4. It's over curling a bit, but
it's not bad actually.
Not horrible. Still lying 3 now. Makes the only shot available the button on the, quite frankly, the opposite. They haven't really run down the side of the sheet.
They haven't been down the side. And
like at all.
And Greg's had overcurled a little bit, so now you get that in. Owen has that in the corner of his eye now as well. And so it makes that draw a little bit wider. Not an easy draw, but it's full 4 he has to hit.
Not a gimme.
It's certainly not a gimme.
This side of the ice, we haven't seen any team really come down this end at all. So be curious to see how they run this rock and how the sweepers are on it or react.
Now this was his draw to the button shot, though, before the game started. The
Line's good.
last stone advantage draw, or whatever they call it.
Last stone draw.
I don't know what it's called. Last stone draw? Yeah, sure. That's what it's called.
Line only. Line perfect.
Looks like the line is okay.
Sweepers seem all right with it. Just got to get it around and look at this. Look at this.
Dandy shot by Owen.
Oh, my.
That's why he had the draw to the button to get the hammer at the first end. So great shot. It's a lot of pressure.
What confidence he has just to throw that. And
well,
the sweepers
off
just
the last end where he faced similar and was a little heavy. So it was nice to rebound and get his draw out of there. So Rob, now it's a 4-end game. The only thing is we did have to play it because now the hammer has changed. So Greg now has the hammer, so control has gone over to Team Smith. But now it's a 4-end game. We could have stayed home for the first hour.
But we don't want the viewers to do that. This is all part of the big thing, the experience, right?
Part of the experience.
I want to thank everyone watching this this 4th draw, the first day of the STEELE's 1824 Halifax Classic men's event, brought to you by STEELE SUBURU, and we're here watching Team Smith, Greg Smith out of the Remax Center in Newfoundland, and Team Owen Purcell, housed out of where, Hugh? Where?
I think it's the Halifax.
The Halifax Club. This club, that's right. But as we've talked about in some previous draws, a lot of extra effort, prep goes into the ice and goes into the rocks, and even some of the home teams here don't necessarily have home ice advantage as it comes to these competitive events. As the Halifax Curling Club really attempts and does well at replicating arena competitive curling ice, which is what draws these types of teams here, as we see several top 15 women's teams and men's teams from international caliber to the event, competing for, between the two of them, over $50,000 in a purse. Really happy to be here bringing this game to you live online, presented by the STEELE Realty team. Stu Sankey, who is rumored to be showing up here today, tomorrow, not sure. This is one of 8 events that he helps sponsor and brings teams into, and we're happy to be bringing it to you. My name is Rob. I'm here with Hugh.
Yeah, so Rob, on Jason's sheet 8, it looked like the M was setting up for John Epping to score a multiple in, and then with his last rock, Matt Manuel made a beautiful hit and roll, put it on the button, and John had a tough shot to get him out of there and wrecked, and so a steal of one by Matt Manuel to go up 4-2 over the defending champs, John Epping's team. Sheet 4, we had no score in the fourth end, so still tied after 4 ends, 3-3 between Fournier and King. So Purcell puts one up on the center line guard, and Greg Smith comes a little deeper than what he wanted on his shot, and so Owen says, I'll freeze to that one, and heck of a shot by Adam McEachran, and freezes to Greg Smith. So Greg's coming in again. It's not shy on the offense.
It's always fun to see these teams really get more aggressive and put a lot of stones in play. We've seen some games where it's hit, and other games where we see stones going. So
yeah, a little too much weight again on that one. So that's 2 shots by their lead, Zach Shirtliff. Just a little too warm on both of them. So I think you'll see Owen come and freeze on top of that red one, and it'll take a couple of rocks to get those 2 Purcell stones out of there if Scott is able to freeze one in here.
Whoa, it's a little heavy. Heavy. Whoa. Back 8. Whoa, then. Back. Whoa. Whoa. Back 4. Back 4. Back 8. Whoa. Back 8.
This one's looking a little warm as well. Needing it to curl a bit. It's coming down now, actually. Not too bad.
Strip the front.
Look at Greg will be running off the center line guardies. Those yellow stones are in good position. I think that last one overcurled a little too much for Owen and his team, but still not a bad situation. So Greg will be wanting to get rid of this, and no mistake there. Just Owen looking for a center line guard. We want to guard the right side of that rock.
Straight guard.
If he overcurls and exposes the right side, I think you could hit that one onto his other yellow and knock that out. So we want to guard that side of it.
Weight's good. Line's good. Line's good. Real tight.
Good shot. Covers that side of the rock, and Greg will be wanting to open it up again. Pretty much a perfect guard. Give him full points on that one. So Owen will they'll try to play this back and forth, assuming everybody makes their shot. Ooh, just got it. That was a close one. That was they had to get that curl a little bit, and just with that weight, it was able to knock it off there. But that was close to it being a miss. So you'll see Ryan Abraham trying to replicate what Scott Zachary did and put another guard up there.
More than yours, Scott. Real tight.
These games are 8 in, Rob. Not like us on Monday nights where we only play 6.
Stay close.
I thought you were going to say 10.
If anybody,
I thought you were going to say
if
10.
your clubs haven't tried the 6N games, folks out there, and you're wondering what to do at your club, try it. Trust me, it's probably our most popular night now. Is our Monday night.
Okay, that's fine.
It's not a bad shot. You're not getting rid of many of those. You can get rid of one, but
Greg, you see Greg giving a little chuckle there. Never afraid to show some emotion on the ice. And here he is telling his team to come down saying, help me here.
Yeah,
what should I do?
This is where you're phoning a friend here.
Phone a friend, yeah.
This one.
Back to your comment about 6Ns, yeah, definitely here at the Halifax Curling Club, a couple leagues where we go to 6 and provide some predictability for the average club player to know when they're starting and ending, and a little shorter. Also gives a little more leisurely time to be social with other folks in the club.
I like the 6 end. It's like golf. Golf is always, like when I golf too, I'd like to end at 12
You golf?
No, rarely.
Okay.
But it's too long for me. So, 12 holes is good enough for me. And
Nine would be the normal split.
No, I know, but 9's not enough.
Okay, so
12 is like a really good...
so any golf club managers out there listening,
I think you
listen to the curlers and say 12.
12 is good for me, and that's why I kind of like the 6N games in curling as well. It's
well, we've had good success with membership in our leagues with 6. So
you'd be surprised though.
Take it or leave it, folks.
The game still takes 2 hours. If you, I swear, some teams. If it was a 2N game, they could still drag it to 2 hours, but. Anyhow, no, it's been a really popular league. Yeah. So Greg's got to get rid of some of the things here. As I said before, to get those yellows. Greg's sitting 2 right now, but if
still enough stones left in this end.
If they're moved at all, he's not going to be sitting any. And so he recognizes that those yellows are in a really great spot for Owen. So he has to do something.
Would love to see on the YouTube channel right now. What would you do in this? If you were Greg Smith, what would you do? Post it up. Tell us. You only have a few seconds before you see what happens, but,
so
get on there. Tell us what you do.
Not playing big weight, is he? He's just with that ice. So you got Zach Young yawning there. He'd like to end this one. See, he likes the 6-end game.
Haven't had any comments yet online in the YouTube channel of what they would do, but we're seeing this redstone come down with a gentle tap, which pushes their redstone out the back. Purcell Yellowstone to the edge of the 4 and leaves a lineage of stone that
I like
if
that shot there, just freeze right in.
Purcell hits, wouldn't give him much, but gives an opening for Purcell to come down to a little pocket.
We got some options.
And now we see the team.
He's doing his phone a friend.
Now he's yeah.
But I feel like if we're guarding.
I think that's the shot right there. It keeps you in control at the end.
But is it too late to do this?
If you could freeze one right there, it'll. You really are controlling the rings, and you'll see. I think you'll see Greg Smith's team throw one overhand and try to blast everything out, but.
Even a shade less than your last one's good, bud. This spot's good.
We have Ryan Abraham here with his His final stone.
It's good. Little heavy. Whoa. Close line. Close, Scott. T-line. Whoa. Close.
Scott's out there trying to keep it straight, but
Trying to come down into this pocket.
weight looks decent.
Close. Yeah. Back four. Yes. Hard.
Got to go on it. Doesn't want to rub those yellows at all. Doesn't want to touch those yellows. Oh, actually got a pretty good rub on them. Oh, yeah, that's
Nose.
I think you're going to see this one chucked overhand.
Yellows. And I think you keep this. I like it. That's if it drags a little, which I hope. 8.5.
Do they move it
They're
now?
high side.
Oh, I think they got to blast
have
it out.
to.
I think the other two guys are going to fling Chris Ford out of the hack to get some speed here. I think that's the speed he's wanting to throw it at, but
8.5.
hope he throws his peels better than I do. I can tell you that.
So do I.
Yes!
Right out of the hand, though. Calls for a sweep.
Whoa.
Trying to hold. Oh, calls him off.
Curl. Stick the shooter.
Where do these all go?
Well, he's moved them around.
I wasn't there. It doesn't. There's too much room.
Triple drag.
Purcell's still sitting
control
3.
for Purcell.
Yeah.
I think Purcell's going to try to hit and roll, and they have 4 yellows.
Triple or quad. I said, I don't think you want to roll.
Can't get all those yellows out in one rock with one rock.
So you think we just nose
I
it?
was thinking like this. It was pretty
I
good.
don't think. Maybe.
Good Scott and I were seeing.
Tough though.
Yeah, and then just hit that, and it's a force. Okay.
Yeah, you could.
That was the out turn. We threw it a couple times.
That's just a hit and roll
Straight, no?
in front of your other yellows, and
Will be fine.
Now he can't make the double into the shooter, so. No, that's all it is.
So my control weight hit that I threw earlier was 11.4. Let's
Spot's much straighter.
yeah, straighter, so it might be running a bit faster too.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little bit more than that.
I honestly don't think.
Owen has such a unique delivery. It's sort of got
Because,
that
like,
Manitoba tuck thing going on. You see, you got
With the special broom.
the Mike McEwen delivery broom, and
Yeah.
It's good.
just a quiet hit and roll is what he's going to try to play. Careful here. This one should curl a little bit now.
Clean.
It's the hit, bumps it out.
Didn't get the
Didn't get the roll,
roll that
though.
he wanted,
No.
but
That was a nice throw.
might get Greg out of trouble here. Hits that really slightly off nose. You might get them.
Unless you play
Tough,
this
but-
number all the way to here. Probably the best, isn't it? Yeah, it is. We go. 2 is key, but if we ever get a big roll, we can go for it. So let's take 9.5 here, I think. I don't need to whip it. I think that's
So here we have Smith up 2-1 in the 5th,
we got to roll. We're taking it.
faced with a lot of yellow stones in his 8-foot. Looking now to make a hit.
Like just, yeah, make 2 go away. Just an inch more.
The big
The throwback.
not tons and tons of weight. But
No, not heavy weight. Sweepers are on it the whole way, though.
rolling a bit.
Sit.
They get a nice little roll under there. Shot stone.
Yeah, Owen needs to be careful. Just
Has the straight run back
straight
for
run
sure.
back, yeah. But a whole lot
to
less
sit
trouble
two.
for Greg
For
than
Greg.
it was a few rocks ago. It was not looking
one rock
pretty.
ago.
Yeah.
Same shot.
Well, it's not necessarily a gimme. He should be
No.
able to make this,
No.
but doesn't want to. He needs to keep this around. Doesn't want to set up a double. If he does, could give Greg a shot at 2, which is something you would not have envisioned only a few rocks ago.
No, not at all.
More weight, more weight.
Clean.
Adams on it.
Clean. Yes.
Looks like it's going to come down and
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Roll
hit
it.
nose on. A little bit of a roll. and
Not a bad shot. I think he's sitting
3, 1, 2 for
2
sure.
for sure. Maybe 3.
Hard to tell on the 3.
Pretty close, isn't it?
Either way, I don't think Smith has a way to remove the 2 to make the third in play.
I don't know for the third, if the triple is there. Don't think it's the right call. 'Cause if you-
I'd like to hit.
I think it's
think
yellow's
Green
line
risk is
3,
there
and
for
he's
2.
looking at trying to line up a triple.
You only give up 1, that's not bad. I think it's there.
They're talking it through, that's for sure.
Right here.
Definitely looking at the triple.
See over here. I think it's certainly there, isn't it? It's pretty close. I don't really like the draw. They're lying 3. It's not
This is
really,
there for 2, right?
it's pretty close. I think it's there for 2.
So we can't quite hear what the
Yeah.
skip Greg Smith is saying. We actually hope as commentators will hear that tomorrow, which will be a nice added addition to our commentary. But I think he was saying he's not quite sure if it's there, but he's going to go for it, is my guess, having talked to Greg Smith before, knowing his style, and with a big swing back like
Big,
that, I think he's going
Yep,
for it.
He's giving her.
Hard. Bring it out. Hard, bring it out. Hard.
Yes!
It's contact.
One,
Oh,
it hits it a little
steal,
thin, a little thin.
I didn't like that call, Rob, or whatever your name is. I did not like that.
My name is Rob.
I didn't like
and
that call at all.
A little
I'm not
too
sure-
adventurous.
Yeah, it was a tough shot as it was. It gives you a chance at 2, but you wrestled away control of the game. You got it, and
now you're down by 2.
now you're down by 2.
Yeah. But it is where we're at right now.
Yeah, it is
And
indeed.
as we see Team Purcell, a couple of fist pumps there as a team saying, yeah, here we go. We're moving on. Couple points there. I mean, the game's not over by any stretch. We've seen it swing back and
Teams
forth.
have gone in a commercial break there. They're just standing. That's what we should probably do. Just get a plan
know.
before each
Well,
end. And talk.
speaking of commercial breaks,
Yeah.
we should then probably say hi to our sponsors, don't you think?
Sure, we can say some of our sponsors: Murphy Hospitality Group, Prince Edward Island Brewing Company, Crombie Reed, Scotia Square, and the Curling Store. Thank you very much for your continued support of the Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic. Need those sponsors. So when you're making your business decisions out there, to keep those folks in mind, and also obviously Stu Sells Realty, STEELE, SUBURU, and Neon Train. Thanks to those sponsors as well.
And they also help make this event open, and I say affordable, no admission for anyone who wants to come down and watch it in person.
Yeah, it's got a open
Which
bar.
is probably more fun than listening to us.
I shouldn't say an open bar. That gives.
Yeah, no, they have to
Well,
pay at the bar. But the
yeah,
bar
but,
prices are very reasonable.
But they're a good bar, and we have a caterer on site. New flooring in the kitchen. That was part of the the flood of the club. It started on the top floor, and unfortunately, we have 3 floors, and it managed to hit all 3. But yeah, everything is operating back to normal upstairs, and apparently they had some really good food up there. So come down, and they'll have. I think they'll have breakfast and lunch tomorrow and dinner again. So if you want to...
I had the broccoli gnocchi tonight, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. I think that was because there was an Italian team playing earlier, right?
I don't know if that was the
no?
reason.
Okay, that's what I'm going with.
Go with it if you want.
I know one year we had a Swiss team here, and I talked a fair bit about Swiss and Swiss chocolate, and their coach back home heard... And so they brought me some Swiss chocolate that they had brought with me. So
they didn't just give it to you; they gave it to the rest
they
of
gave
us.
it to some other people, but it was because of my putting pressure on them. So if I figured with the Italian team here, if I put some pressure there, I get some free pasta as well. So it's one of my other
talk to the
Swiss chocolate and Italian pasta. I mean, how could you not want to come down to the Halifax Curling Club?
But in all honesty, as we talk about, the club did endure an unfortunate flood only 2 months ago, where a water line broke and flooded all 3 floors of our clubhouse here, and the staff and the volunteers of the Halifax Curling Club putting Humpty Dumpty back together, as we would say, to getting it ready for this premier event. Took a lot of time and effort, so a huge thanks to the volunteers of the club, Hugh, yourself included as president, and being able to pull this off so that sponsors like Neon Train, STEELE, SUBURU, and Stu Cells have the value, and also the spectators get that value of coming and watching. It doesn't just happen because we want it to; it happens because people. And so kudos to you and the club for pulling this off.
Thanks, Rob. Speaking of Humpty Dumpty, last night was Halloween. What did you dress up as?
I was a cat.
A cat?
I was a cat.
The cat came back.
The cat came back.
You had a few.
What did you dress up as, Hugh?
A disgruntled curling club president.
After a flood.
After a flood.
Getting ready for a premier world event streamed internationally.
Speaking of chocolate, I always plan for about 100 kids, but we only usually get about 40, so I've been doing my duty today, eating a lot of chocolate. Just, you wouldn't want to leave it around.
No.
Around,
You don't want to have food wastage.
No.
I had about 330. So
330? It's not
had
bad.
to go back out to the superstore midnight, mid-evening, because I was worried we were going to run out, which we did. And on the heels of Halloween, this event, we moved it forward a week earlier this year. A little different timeline to avoid some of the other big events happening, like the Grand Slam in Nova Scotia here next week, and New Glasgow, your hometown Pictou, and happy to do so. We think certainly help bring some teams here, and as we situate ourselves as a big little event in Atlantic Canada. So
the teams are back at it again, Rob. Lots of rocks in play every end.
Yeah.
It's, Greg has his corner guard with a rock behind, and Owen has just off center, but Greg's going to try to get rid of one of these yellows. You don't want to get it built up. So this one's curling for a bit. Need to go on it to get it by.
Yes!
He's by, but might just jam there.
That's okay. It's not bad.
So gets it in there.
I like this
And now Purcell looking at the hit and roll, hoping to probably duck behind their own stone, but they really don't want to go too deep on this and roll behind T-line, do they?
No, what is he?
Hit on the outside 12 and then roll in under. Back 8 weight.
It's a fair bit of ice, isn't it?
Back 8, yeah.
Must
Back
be
12, actually. Back 12.
curling.
Wow.
Seems like a lot of ice.
And we see that outside sweeper trying to move it over, so whether it was too much ice or not enough, although we see the speed kind of really ducking down, eh?
It's really coming down hard. Certainly
Make the
doesn't have
hit,
enough
but
to knock it out, but
don't get the roll. There we go.
That one that came down really quick, Rob. Bit surprised, and now Greg can that's red back onto the yellow, and he can get control of this end. On this one right away.
Whoa. I got red. Beauty.
Good shot.
Opens it up. Makes the hit, and
I think you can hit that and roll over into the other red. Might even be able to get the double there. So good shot, but
Board weight.
I like them way less. They're getting a ton of curl, but Zach's been pretty soft.
he's got a big area to roll to. As long as he hits it and rolls anywhere there, and roll on top of the Greg Smith stone and take that other one away from him.
yeah, really, as long as they get into the 8 and
It's good. Little heavy. Okay. Whoa. Little heavy. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Close. Adam.
Need this one to curl a bit.
Hard. Hard. Go, 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 go.
1,
Not a bad.
2.
Hangs on
Look
there.
at that.
Yeah. Didn't get the red out of there. Still,
No.
Smith is number 2, but one. I think buried. Yeah.
That top guard, the corner guard up there, the red up high, that really is giving a little bit of cover to those 2 yellow stones.
That was my shot. Back line. Might need a little more to get more of a roll. Yeah, maybe even back line to half. Okay.
Looking to hit his own red onto the yellow and roll his shooter in.
He's talking like hack weight, I think I heard through
Yeah.
the glass to give it a tap. Obviously, there's the chance of jamming on his own, but wants to try to get another one of his stones out front.
Yep.
Sweeper's on it right out of the hands, holding a line.
Yeah,
Still calling it hard. It's just going to over curl and just run straight back. They really wanted this stone to hit and move over. They do get that push over, and I think that's a good outcome. I think that's what they wanted. Or did they want to see that yellow move further out?
Little roll.
I think they were trying to get it out there, but
You like board or hack?
not too bad. It's Owen has to be careful. He wants to hit this and maybe roll a tiny bit to the left. Not much though.
It's good. Shade left. Yeah.
On this right away though.
Yeah.
Hard.
Once the shot's down this side of the ice,
Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
still seeing a lot of curl on those rocks, and as we see them hit this,
Good shot.
nose on, replaces it, and
Good shot. He'll be trying his. He'll be trying to double here. And you get you make the double here. You got number 1, 3, and 4, and that lowly red one over there on the side. So
yep.
Wow. Curl.
Oh, calling it to curl, so a little bit outside from where they want it. Sweeper trying to push it down. 1, 2.
yeah, that wasn't what they were
not
looking
what
for.
they wanted.
Now, he might be lucky though. It stayed on for number 2,
Well, we're shot there.
wide open.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what.
Do they take the bait and go over there, or do they?
I like coming right around where he's
Yeah.
saying now. Just come right in the top of the 4-foot. You're line 2, and I mean his initial shot was come around the corner guard, but then Greg just comes to the 4-foot and tries to get his deuce that way. So you got to beat him here first. This is the right call going into some people might want to play the hit on the red, be sitting 1, 2, and 3, but Greg's coming around into the 4 foot and trying to score his deuce. So this is the best shot. Bury it here on the 4 foot, put some pressure on Greg. Be facing a couple.
As in like the shot you made before, not the actual drawing. Pretty close. Hard mark. Weight's good. Weight's good.
Line's good.
Line looks good, they're saying. I think you got to
now
go,
it's
actually.
going hard.
Yeah, it's
now it's
really
going
coming,
hard line.
really
It's
diving
coming down.
to the red.
Weight now is the issue, and it's just going to hang out there and
Want to get a little rub off of that now.
just a bump. And
Yeah, that's. They were surprised by that a little bit.
give Smith an opportunity here with 2 in the rings to at least get rid of 1.
It certainly will come around there, Rob. I think.
Yeah, they can
Quiet,
get to that. They can get to that.
I think they could get to it as well, but you don't got to push it far.
With back
No.
8, back
You just got to
9.
push it to the 12.
Is it? Yeah, but it does straighten out a little. Here.
Yeah, that was a bit of a miss. Not a bit of a miss. It was quite a bit of a miss from Owen. Needed that draw.
Greg, have a look at both. But intern is there as well. Intern looks same with the hack and a board. I'm seeing intern looks easy. I think you gotta play the in. Yeah, put down there. Have a look. Yeah. It's half open.
So Greg was looking at the shot to come inside out, and now is maybe looking going outside in and trying to get both.
I think he might be playing the hit and roll off the yellow. I think. I'm not. I don't know.
That's the
Maybe he's-
line.
Not a double.
Not a double. It would,
I don't think, unless it. Well,
is he thinking it would be a risky shot, go thin on the inside, and
I like this one. We can play around with this. I would say things still a couple feet slower. Okay, so what I'm thinking is board everywhere else.
don't know that either team has been out this far on the ice yet either. As I say, this far out on the wings, so might be a little bit of guess here, but
yeah, he's playing the hit and roll.
Touch off, gotta go.
seemed to be pretty decisive. He wanted to go to the outside once he got back to the hack, so this is his shot.
I know in the earlier game against Thompson, he made a heck of a hit and roll.
This one looks like it's coming in. Curls, bumps that inside one to the out, and now
Too bad. He might be lying.
he's
too.
under cover. That stone lying on the B, you see here on the TV shot, is pretty much under cover. I mean, definitely can still be.
Yeah, I think not a
out,
bad shot.
but
I think
no.
he's sitting. I think he's sitting his deuce.
It is. We have thrown this, haven't we? Yeah.
Just hit and roll here for Owen, though.
I think we're throwing board at it.
Yeah, lots of opportunity for him to get in here and being shot.
Yeah, thick half is
Really a question of what he leaves
held
when he
pretty good
becomes shot to what it leaves for Smith to do.
Yep.
You take the roll. Or yell and Ryan take
Board weight. Thick half.
Yeah.
I think this roll is significantly easier than the other.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
Yeah, just thick half.
Yeah, you know it.
Big shot here coming. Rob needs to make the roll here. Doesn't want to jam it either.
No.
Yes! Whoa!
And
Yes!
It's coming hard now.
it's coming
Gotta-
down.
Right to it! Roll anything!
Need
Needs
to get that
roll
roll.
hard. No,
and
didn't
now
get
it's
the roll.
open.
That was a tough shot. I think if
Yeah.
he gets the perfect roll, he jams, and he didn't want to do that. It's kind of
Didn't want to overthrow it and have it roll out either.
Right.
Needs to still make Greg work for that shot. But in the sixth here, with the prospect of Smith coming up with 2, makes it a 2-end game.
Could I was just thinking the same thing, and then we'd be back.
I don't know who told me that in the second and fourth end, but maybe it was you. Who? Was it you? Maybe?
Yeah.
Just saying. As we see this last shot, Greg Smith coming down. Sweeper on it. Now they feel pretty good. Really just need to make this Yellowstone go away and the shooter stick. Looks pretty good. Makes the hit. And now a quick check of which shot is actually second stone. Teams move the main stones away, and
red, but I would measure.
are they going to measure? So folks following us maybe for the first time watching curling, and 2 stones are super close. We have this neat little device that comes out and puts a measurement device out based on the center of the rings, where then we put a tolerance measuring device to say which rock is closer. You'll see typically the thirds of each team line this up and look at the measurement of one stone versus the other.
Over the years, I've seen 2 ties.
2 ties.
2 ties, yeah.
You-
One was on television.
One was on
television
one
that I
person's
remember.
neck and the other one was on another.
Oh, that's bad.
Well, it's the last straw of the game. Come on.
In a Nova Scotia Scotties one time, there was a ton of rocks in play, and it was nobody scored. I don't know who. Oh, it was a red.
Oh, I see a big smile on Greg Smith's face.
I think I put my money on red, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's
You-
2
sorry,
measures I've had, and they
you were
both
telling your
right.
tie story, and I
Yeah, well,
jumped it.
I wasn't listening to that. Well, we get a tie game. 4-4, basically 0-0, 2-end game. Could have stayed home for an hour and a half.
Coulda.
Yeah.
But then people want to heard us talk for
That's
these
true.
last 2 hours,
true.
right? So hopefully you're enjoying our coverage of the.
I think we'll have another end mixing it up again, Rob. Every 6 ends so far. They've been rocks in play, and
We can only talk about this for 2 more ends.
this is
Or maybe 3.
could be
but,
an extra
you know,
end.
Yeah.
Um,
Team Greg Smith against Team Owen Purcell here at the Stu Cells 1824 Halifax Classic. 4th draw of the day. Team Greg Smith, this is our 2nd game of the day, but for Team Purcell first. And we're watching a trade of hits, trade of draws, and now the score evened up at 4-4 into the 7th. We have Team Purcell with hammer, or last rock, as we like to say, coming down to the home run stretch. And it is a 2-end game, isn't it,
right,
Hugh?
it is. Some other games going on sheet 8. Saw Matt Manuel make a run back to take a deuce to go up 6-4 over defending champ John Epping, and over on sheet 4, Fournier opens it up with a 4 in the 5th end. They're playing in the 6th end, but Fournier is now up 7-3 after taking a big 4-ender. And there's Fournier's throwing reds, and there's lots of reds in the rings on sheet 4 again. So going to put some pressure on Team King.
Fournier, no stranger to this event, having played here several years before, but under the different banner.
I think it was still under the banner. but he
Under
wasn't throwing-
Fournier's banner, under a
he wasn't
different
throwing last
province.
rock. Well,
yeah.
he wasn't throwing last rock either, was he? I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, no.
Was he?
Yeah, yeah.
Was he? I thought Felix was.
Hit miss either year, but
Yeah.
his other team, former team here too, Felix Esselin. Nice to have Mike back.
Hard line.
Makes a hit, and
You gotta go.
looks like they're
Gotta
sitting
go. Gotta go.
three.
Gotta go. Yep.
King has one last rock to try to get shot. and-
Over curls a little bit, little over curls. So you'll see Owen come down and freeze to that red one and try to take control of the end. Adam McEachran, formerly his second stone for Owen last year, moved down to a lead to bring on Scott and Ryan. One of our club bartenders.
Yeah,
Yeah, I even see him listed on his occupation.
No,
He's
the line's
listed
good.
bartender. That's good. As his boss, the curling club.
Curl, Ryan.
Good that he put that down there. And he's a curler, is his other position. So that's pretty much sums up his life.
I like seeing their superstitions. He's always last one in the car when traveling together to games. Is that because he's always late, or is that by choice?
Is that
Is he making his tardiness his superstition? Don't know. We'll have to ask him that. I think.
I believe him if he's saying it's a superstition.
The other three players on Team Purcell, none of them confess or admit that they have a superstition. They all answer nope. Take it from us here, folks, as commentators with these info sheets. None of them say they have superstitions other than Adam needing to be the last one in the car when they travel.
Hard line. Whoa.
Fun times in curling, isn't it? I asked earlier one of the other commentators whether they had a superstition, and he said, I might or I might not, but part of it is actually not admitting that I might or might not have one, and I
Right.
won't tell you.
Right.
Funny folks,
Good play
us
there.
curlers are, isn't it? Do you have a superstition, Hugh, when you're curling or when you curled? Anytime you curl,
Superstition.
something you do, don't do every
Sure.
time,
This is really good
But
to get to here.
like
besides make half decent shots and half bad shots.
I think, like Kevin, I'm not saying what mine is either. It's not very effective, whatever it is.
Yours is probably, don't tell my teammates how bad they are.
No, I don't. I do that actually, so that's not a superstition. To let them know.
Line's good.
As we watch this stone here from Scott Zachary,
Line's good.
throwing his first of two down, looking to get this down in freezing in the house.
Get it past the right, get it past
Hard sweep the whole way, gets it into 12.
Not a bad shot. Frozen to that front red one.
I think you play your own red. You just threw. We can just do this. But we might
So that
set
game
up a
over in
trip
sheet
to go
4
9
is
10
finished. I'm not sure how it ended up, but
I think Fournier came in on top.
King was up by or down by 4 and facing 3 in the sixth end. So I suspect might have been another steal and handshake. So down to 2 games, our 2 feature games on sheet 8 and sheet 2.
Both being streamed. Happy you're here watching our stream.
Straight on top.
Just saying. Second here for Team Smith, Zach Young, an account manager. This is his 3rd appearance in the Stu Cells 1824 Halifax Classic, and his male curler idol is Trent Skanes. Trent, having played here before too.
Yes!
On this one right away, out of his hand.
Hard! No.
Really tight. I think he's on the guard. Now you want to hit a lot of it to make sure you get out of there.
Hits it. Doesn't rocket out of there and ends up biting a bit of the 12 and the other stone going off to the side. So
Yeah.
just maybe a little less weight than he hoped.
Yeah, it's rocks are lined up for Owen on this end. He makes a hit and roll. He'll be sitting four yellow ones in there,
Half is probably good.
and one lonely red.
And we do know that
try to make this.
Scott Zachary, who's up here for his second shot, definitely has the ability to throw some weight.
Half a rock.
I don't know how much weight he's throwing on this. I don't think he'll lose one of either this yellow or the shooter probably.
Heavy.
Yeah. Real hard.
Gotta go on this one though.
Yeah,
Going.
calling for the sweep right away.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That one really curled a ton.
Went a lot, eh?
Oh, he played at the one of those ones where you just say sorry because that was not what he called, but sort of
it,
has the
made it work.
same sort of almost the same result, but now Greg's going to be looking to get rid of some of those yellows. You got to be careful because it looks like he's playing his own red.
Like that at all. I think it's this, isn't it? Let's actually try to play this thin and get all three.
He's kind of talking it through in his mind
That's
here
a
with his
bet.
broom,
I like
looking
this
at
better.
the in on this stone
Even
that's
if
at the
you
top of the
come green,
12.
like, come up. Peel.
Wanting to try to move two of them out.
Well. Curl.
Calling for a sweeper to try to push it down and carve it in. Must be outside. One. Snuggles in there.
Snuggles.
Snuggles.
Oh,
Snuggles.
okay. I thought you said
Snuggles.
Snuggles. I was gonna say.
Snuggles in there.
Is that a new word?
Yeah. Oh, I make words up all the time, but that's okay.
That's an interesting leave, though.
Probably make that double and sit three, you know?
Well, I don't think we need to do anything.
They're not lined up for Purcell to get rid of all of them
Like, I'm almost thinking we could even just do this.
on a hit.
Like here. I'm just thinking, look, if they play anything
Does
on
he
this,
just
they're only
ignore
getting
them
rid
and
of
draw
one.
to the open side?
Oh,
Say,
that's-
you make the move, Mr. Smith. I'll keep putting some in over on this side and get my deuce this way.
But it is a tie game, and it is coming into these last two ends, so every shot is going to be thought about with the next and the
that
next
too.
ramification. Still enough stones left in this end not to panic about where those are sitting, and we see Owen looking to call
He's coming around his
a
own yellow.
draw in behind. Yeah, that yellow.
So they'll be looking to get in here. They're on it right away. They're going for weight, I think. Are they, Rob?
Yeah, I think they're going for weight. It seems like it's going to come up light. No,
It's pretty close.
no, it's coming in.
No, whoa.
Too much.
Not bad.
Maybe a little overswept.
Uh,
Hard to tell. It is well buried.
Never go super spinning. I know that's like magic, but I
Does
think
Greg follow that down
no, I think he's playing the double on the yellows.
to get rid of those ones at the top front?
No, get rid of those two of those yellows, and shooter sits around. He'll be probably be number 2 and 3.
Two. 2, 3, yeah. If he gets rid of all.
I don't know if he gets rid of both of those yellows to make the double on those. I don't. You'd have to be throwing some really, really big weight, and
That second stone at the top 4 might hang around for a bit.
yeah.
Yes!
Big stone in this end, though.
Well, yeah. Well,
He's,
So it gets the 1, but yeah.
that's delicious.
Didn't get over to those other 2, which they were really hoping to bounce over and at least kick one of those 2 out. Now leaves Smith with 3 up at the top of the 12. Purcell lying 2. And now Purcell has to decide, does he try to lob another one in there?
well, I don't mind the shot of hitting the number 2 red stone out, sitting there, controlling that side. I think you could get it, squeeze it out between your yellows. Don't mind the card.
What happens?
Actually, I'm not a fan of the card.
He runs it.
I'm not totally opposed to drawing open side,
I don't think it is actually. I think that goes pretty easy.
8 foot, either.
Oh, if we run.
Sitting 3.
All 3 of these reds, they're still here.
They're still talking about it there, so they're trying to figure out the angles of when and where they hit, what's it going to leave for them. Being tied here at the 7th
That's good.
with hammer, Purcell is looking to,
You know, the one on the red that's the second closest red rock, the one they have their room on. If you hit that and it just slightly rubs the yellow, that's not horrible either, because you could just alter that yellow one to be directly behind, because right now with a ton of weight you might be able to get those yellows gone, but if you could just rub it ever so slightly, yeah, it would be frozen even more.
but if they hit their furthest most
No,
outside red,
No, the second one, this one
Yeah.
here. If you hit this one, try to get it out, and even if you rub this yellow one, if people watching, if I had a telestrator, you'd be
we
able
need
to
a
see this.
telestrator. Where
Pointing,
is that when you
pointing on
need
the
it?
screen. It's not in the budget. You could certainly, if you rubbed it, actually that might even be, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
And it changes those, it pushes that other yellow one back a little bit and makes some separation. It could, no. The red one, Rob, and then rub this,
Yeah,
pushes
not
this
enough
yellow
there.
back,
Yeah.
pushes that yellow back, this yellow goes over here.
We hope folks that following at home are using their own teleprompter
That's
to,
right.
to figure that out and choose your own adventure. Looks like they've made a call here, though, and once the broom gets placed, we'll know exactly where it was, as they are all contemplating, and even the team here is still looking at each other saying, what are we throwing here again?
Oh, it's not Owen's throw, it is Ryan's throw.
Yeah.
So,
And here comes the broom. It's going to be on that outside red.
Wait's real good. Clean, clean. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, 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 yep.
gonna go on this one.
Gotta go, Scott.
Looks like this is going to either light or over curl to where they want it.
No, that's not what they wanted.
No. It was just light. There's an opportunity here for
Wow.
Greg now to contemplate with that miss. Being tied without hammer. How does he get a couple redstones in there to really make Purcell's life difficult?
It'd be 1, 2.
To come out of this with one.
Well, I mean, if if he just hits, doesn't have to throw a ton of weight. And,
No.
And he goes bump on the yellow. You get rid of one of those yellow, and then you get 4 red controlling that front part of the house. That's not completely awful either.
No.
Because if Owen tries to come around, you get the center line bump on the red. I don't think he has to play crazy weight here. And
Not bad. For me, though, I think we need to kill a yellow. We kind of have to. So if I throw this, I think we're losing the shooter.
let's make a decision.
Let the jams into here.
Get
and we're
moving.
throwing like a 10-5.
These games are not timed like other
Oh.
games, and we've seen this with some other draws where
We need to keep this, though.
not being timed gives teams a little more time to figure out their shot without consequence.
What do you think? We could do this. A little complicated.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite call.
No, it's not mine either.
I didn't mind
I
your
don't really
original.
have a
I
favorite
didn't mind the in-off.
The in-off
As
actually-
Greg and his team contemplate this shot, we see
I look at it now.
Owen Purcell and his team also
This
closely watching
thin as possible.
at least the thoughts of what's going through Greg's head of what shot he's looking to do. It is a game of chess right now, folks, and unfortunately, they're going to take their time making this shot up.
Keep them close together so this cross is there. Could do that too. but
What they
then
need to
switch
give
around.
us is like a buzzer or something to say, okay, now you're on the clock. You got 1 minute to make a decision. You've thought about this long enough. Let's
Need the
go.
Jeopardy clock.
Yeah.
You got that. You got that.
Okay. 10.5.
Looks like Greg's making a decision here. He's going to go for the hit on his own
Take Max
and try to run those 2 yellow Purcell stones out of the house.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's calling.
I know. 10.5. Just no.
So, I think this is the shot that we called right away. I think the shot that he called right away.
Just took us a few minutes to get there, huh? And here we go.
10-5-11.
Doesn't need to throw a ton of weight at it.
Yes!
It's all about controlling the front.
This is going to maybe over curl a little bit. Might be just a little light. Well,
Get out!
gets one of them out.
Terrible.
Maybe just a little lighter than he wanted. As now it leaves Team Purcell with still shot stone,
I think that's probably the call, no?
but a lot of red in the house.
You might, yeah.
Owen with 2 shots left and
I was almost seeing something.
trying to figure out how he can get the most amount of red out of there, leaving his path clear for at least 1 and hopefully 2 having hammer in this 7th end. Trying to go up into the 8th with a lead.
What shot between that red and that back yellow?
Don't think the blank is in play, Hugh.
Well, unless there's a tie on a measure.
Ooh, well, now we're getting technical.
Well, I mean,
Come
it could
on,
still be,
come
but,
on.
but I think that's the only way we're getting a blank this time. I think it's safe to say what you just said. Rob.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So
I
you
think-
agree with me? Did you
will.
just say
Well-
you agree with me? I'm trying
Right.
to. Okay.
I agree with you, but you're not 100% correct.
If we know
All right.
I don't know
That's
what
fine.
he does to not give us 2. If he,
And now we see Team Purcell taking their time.
Yeah.
I think this is the call.
Seeing some comments here on
Read only the good ones, Rob.
social media. little shout out to the commentators, which is nice.
I think we throw heel.
So he's playing the hit. Is
think we
this
need more
Rob? Is
ice
that
or
what he's
no?
playing? A hit on the red? I
Looks
didn't
like
see
it.
Yeah.
I was watching a.
I mean, a straight hit here gets 2 of them out.
Yeah, and
Leaves them then.
where's this front red one go though? Does it just jam? It obviously just jams on that other red.
Or does it hit and float up over?
Oh,
It depends what kind of
Float.
weight.
it's like a
A floater.
it's like
Float up over.
curling in the Matrix.
Well, it does.
Almost.
It does. We'll see what kind of weight he throws. See, there's some weight coming here.
Ooh.
Oh,
Cameraman gotta
could have hit of the weight.
hit the cameraman.
That's
and
okay.
knocked him over.
Clean.
Pretty good, Owen.
Well,
Pretty good.
Yep. Good.
interesting. Very interesting. Doesn't want to play the double on that because he's inside and jams
He's
and
giving up.
he's all
It's
over.
all over. It's all over.
I think the right call is. I think this is the safe call. Just simple
Throw it.
guard or draw. Sorry, but you want to. You're not your guards out front. Right? You got to make this
No.
though because there's a double on the reds for 5 if he doesn't make this.
Is the tap easier? No. Okay. Just because the tap, it's pretty tough to get
And now we have Team
we could bury behind.
Smith coming back to the house.
This
Greg's
is his last rock. yeah,
last rock.
He's going to try to come around, draw behind the red.
has to catch full 4.
What's the well? Yeah, he wants full 4, but got to get in there.
Last shot, 7th end, Greg Smith. Sweepers are on it right out of his hand.
It looks like it's okay for weight.
Clearly, they want to make sure.
Just go.
Need to catch the full 4 to
Go, go,
have
go,
a
go, go,
chance.
go, go, go,
This
go,
end
go, 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 go.
comes in, and oh, that's a close
I think there's a
one.
triple there for 5, actually, Rob. Comes in off the inside of that red. Drives the top red onto the side, or the one on the 4-foot.
Yeah.
It goes out the side, and then the shooter goes rolling and hit the one that's over on the word club. And it's a score of 5,
Yeah, I agree.
potentially,
Yeah,
and
third
that
of a
could
rock
be
line
the
was
end of
pretty
her.
close.
You and I can see it.
I could.
You and I probably can't make it.
No, well, you know,
But that's why we're here commentating,
That's
and we're
right.
not out on the
you
ice.
throw and hope and close your eyes and.
Big shot here coming up. Last stone for Team Purcell. Skip Owen Purcell has an opportunity here to probably put this game to bed. However,
Yeah, got to make it first. It's not an easy.
got to
shot.
make it first. Got to make it first.
Yep.
Oh,
All
call for
right,
sweepers
it's
right
a
on.
little tight, maybe.
Right out of his hands.
Do it. Close, close.
1.
He'll still get his deuce though.
Still get 2.
Had to hit a little thinner. And he'll take his deuce. He'll be happy with the 2. Coming home, Greg Smith down by 2 with the hammer, playing the 8th end. Down to Skip Rocks over in sheet 8. Manuel Nepping tied at 6. Manuel with the hammer and.
Two close games still remaining. Both of our streaming sheets. So
Yeah.
whichever game you're watching, Well, you're watching ours if you're listening to us, but that's okay. You can jump between the two.
I'd say some of the pre-tournament favorites out here on the ice right now. Purcell got to be considered one of them. Epping, definitely defending champ. And Matt Manuel, defending Nova Scotia tanker champion. Definitely among some of the pre-tournament favorites. And Greg Smith, I'm not sure if he hasn't won the event, but he's been here a few times and certainly has experience. So,
Yeah.
But I'd say the three teams certainly among the favorites. Smith can certainly knock anybody off as well. So, not surprised they're all tight games. Or both of them.
Quick here on
Is it the one or the three?
Team Smith's second shot of this end to call it, and looking to put this up as a high guard.
Just looking at some of our games tomorrow, 9:30 we're back out on the. That one's really quite wide there, Rob. Pretty tough to hide anything behind that. And it's quite high too, so that's not really
where they were
effective.
calling
So,
it, though. To be
that
honest.
high?
Yeah, no, it was. That's where he had his broom. So
Hilliard and Adams Moss and
Line's good. Line's good.
I'm not even going to try the name.
line.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Got a curl.
Another women's game. I don't want to butcher her name, so I'm just not even going to try.
Hard. Hard. Go, go, go. All right, great sweep. Stop.
Did you hit that with your foot? Did you hit that with
Wider pass. Wider pass. Got a curl. Knife it. Okay. I think you still need to
Wow,
do that.
silky.
Go, Zach. You gotta go, Zach.
wow, silky.
Silky. Oh, there we go.
you
Well,
go.
Silky versus Curtis. So apologies. I didn't want to get it wrong. So. Oh, nice little come around there, but I think it should be pretty wide open. And then that's the two games that are going to be streamed. And then at 1 o'clock, it'll be women's game again, St. George against Christensen.
Hack.
And on the men's side, Team
Yeah.
Arsenal versus
I like
Team
that. Good hack.
Everest. So hopefully maybe tune in for one, come down to the club for the other, have some lunch. Come down for both of them. Have some
Come down for
breakfast
all
and
of them.
lunch. Yeah, lots of room upstairs in our
Whoa.
lounge area.
Close. Whoa. Whoa.
Kelly, our
Yeah.
manager for the bar, would be more than glad to have you come down. She's got some entertainment coming and
Absolutely.
some games. And
She'll personally greet you
she will.
with the concierge service that we offer here.
That's what she said everybody can expect from her. She's looking at us now. It's a new standard.
But in all seriousness, we have great food, great hospitality, great alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. We have lots of great things going on here. So if you're in the area, come on down. There's no admission, so you have no reason not to come down. Check it out.
Yeah.
So Greg's gonna come down and freeze to that one, bump that back a little bit. He wants rocks in play. Owen has taken away that corner guard with that nice little tap back and push the red out of the ring. So great way to nullify that corner guard. Yellow one is now corner guard, but it's pretty tight to the ring. So
Yes!
Top four.
Greg will only use it at the end if he needs to. So
We're just coming out the other side.
this one's over curling. It'll be wide open.
14-5.
Not what they were looking for, and Owen gets a little hit and roll.
Hack weight.
We'll have a couple of buried, and Greg's going to have to deal with
I
those.
think it's going to curl a ton.
And I don't think
I
Owen
think
doesn't.
you're looking at this.
Don't necessarily even have to stick around, but
No, they just want to make it go away, whether they stick around or not.
I think it's really going to swing hard. Yeah, Huck, wait.
just an update. I know we're streaming 2 games, but if you're tuned in to this one and wondering about the other one, Matt Manuel has a hit now. Epping's lying 2, but Matt Manuel has an open hit for the win.
Real hard.
This one's tight, Rob.
Whoa.
It's coming out. It's good, okay.
Please. Yeah.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was a repeat of last year's championship game, Epping and Manuel?
No. Last year was Epping, and it was Jason Cam, who's playing lead for him now.
That's right.
Jason beat Matt in the other semi last year. Matt had a shot to win that game.
Lots of great competition down here. Matt with the hit.
Matt gets the hit and wins that game. Big win over Team Epping.
Back here on our sheet 2, into the 8th end. Purcell up 6-4.
Yes!
Team Smith now throwing their...
Yes! Coming down hard.
This one's curling as well.
Yep. Go, Zach. That'll do.
Not bad.
Not bad. Their stone comes in and sits in front. Not shot, but
You like that?
something they could potentially use.
Or they're probably playing the other turn, aren't they?
Well, they're probably going to hit and roll. We're still shot.
Owen Purcell here
Yeah, but I'm thinking we probably want them playing the other turn, right?
debating on
Want them throwing this way? Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
what to do with either that stone or the one up front,
I think it's kind of 6 one way, half dozen the other.
Same thing.
or whether they just guard it, knowing that they're up by 2 and they have 2-shot stone.
Well, Greg doesn't mind this. Greg needs rocks in play.
A little surprised they're not trying to clear a little more out
Well-
here, Hugh. They playing to what they
Well,
think.
no, I don't
happen.
mind this. It's if he peels that off and Greg comes around the corner, then Owen could be facing a 3. So
Line's good.
sometimes the best
Line's
defense
good.
is a little bit of offense as
A little
well.
bit
So
of
that's what he's playing. So you get 3 in there. Greg's got to deal with those 3 rocks now, with the weight that they can throw and the accuracy. Obviously, you can get rid of a bunch of them at one shot, but
This is a high guard though.
yeah, no, I think that's what he called. But
Okay.
same shot is there. Same kind of weight, and then you got 2 red up front. Might not get the yellows out, but 1 shot away from scoring a bunch.
Do we need to get shot off it now or no? At least second. Okay. Back 8, back 12.
Gonna have to find my chair from last year, Rob. I had a big comfy chair when I did these games.
We need to get you a comfy chair.
Need a comfy chair.
We'll have to talk to the coordinator of commentators and make sure that Hugh gets a comfy chair for tomorrow, or else there might be mutiny.
Anyways, is the thing. Like if we peel this, how do they get rid of that red?
The person who Hugh is talking about might be in ear's distance, and
We just
Hugh
peel
might
this.
think he's being funny.
We make the double peel.
Not the first time.
I don't think it's. I don't even know how
Surprised
necessary
he's
it
not
is.
coming with the same
Because
shot.
This is helping us from not allowing this
They're looking to
go.
try to
Okay. I'm fine with
run
mine, but
something
I think the
back.
blue peel might give you a better chance.
don't know. Bringing another yellow back into it
I
is.
agree.
Well, I don't think he wants to keep the yellow around. I think he's trying to do a couple of things. Open it up. He opens it up, then
If they happen to catch.
that's not bad. We gotta get rid of those 2 yellows somehow. And
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Clean. Nice sauce.
And they'll do that. Clear out that top guard.
Yeah, you kind of have to do that again, right?
Just put the guard back up.
Got a little easier.
There more.
Okay, wider line. Scott's in right now.
Really gotta start. Yeah, get it started. Get it started if you can.
Hard, Scott.
Out there a bit. Once the
Go hard, you're
curl
moving
over.
it. You're moving it.
Coming down now.
Hard.
I'm going to pull that over to center line.
Hard. Stay down,
Looks
stay
like
down,
they're
stay
going to
down,
get
stay
it there. They do.
Nice shot.
Great shot.
No, he wants to. Oh, that shot that Zach Young did on his first. Just come down to follow that line and bump his own yellow red back a bit and play back to Owen.
Need to get a couple red stones in there if they want to have a chance of stealing 2 to force to the extra end.
No, you don't got to steal. He has the hammer.
Get 2 stones in there for 2.
No, but he has the. he has
Yeah, I
the-
know.
Back 12.
It's late for poor Rod. This is
2
his third
stones.
game.
Third game. Needs to get red stones in there to
He
have a
does.
chance for 2.
He does.
Close. Okay, Zach. Zach.
Not that
Go.
rock, I
Down.
don't think.
Push their own in.
That plays.
Angles aren't great on the red.
Yeah. I don't think we want it too tight, do we? I think we want it like,
Right on
by
the
the
L and A in New Scotland.
yeah.
I think he's just going to put another guard up.
Make sure we get out.
And it's all yellows at the front. There's one red over in the corner guard, like a high corner guard. That
Yeah.
potentially you could drive up. Just the angles on the red are not really good to get those 2 yellow out of there. So just chuck another one up and give her back to Greg, and he'll chuck one overhand and try to open things up and leave himself something for the end. If you could ever open that that center rock, then I think he has a double potential on his own red.
On his own, yeah.
On that red one back, but you gotta clear it up first. It's gonna take a couple rocks to do that. So Owen's just gonna try to throw another one up there, make his life a little more difficult.
Little tight. Weight's good. Weight's good. Weight's real good.
Low line. Easy.
This one's coming down.
Let it sit.
Maybe
Starting to
curling a
curl.
little bit.
They get a little rub on that top guard, or it stays out there. Not horrible.
I think he would have liked that out just a little bit further. Don't mind blasting the yellows.
Smith down to his last 2 shots, down by 2.
Probably hit and roll. Well, I think he's a little bit again. I don't know. He's probably hitting. My other thought, well, you know, then I got some run back or something. Sure. That's there too.
Yeah, he's got a couple options. He could open up the front, or he could come down on that
Yeah,
red. I
you
think
know what?
Owen's rock over curled, or didn't curl enough. Whatever, can't remember which way he came down. The guard's not in a perfect spot, so I think he could come and bump his own red back
What
onto
about
the
this
other red.
wide yellow, just above the W of new? Running that back in on their own.
You could. Yeah, you could do that too. But you're driving a yellow in there,
You're still,
right?
yeah, you're driving a yellow, but at this point, to get some kind of weight to open things up,
Why not just open it up with the 2 yellow guards? I think he has a
think they're lining up the run back here.
Yeah.
Big shot.
It is a big shot. Overhand? No. Lots of weight, though.
Yep.
Oh, a bit
Not
unfortunate.
quite what they wanted.
Not too bad, though, because now he is number 2.
Yep. They moved one up in the order. And now Purcell with his last shot has to look at protecting their shot rock.
I think he's got to be careful of this the same shot again, as I think he could make the.
Let's do that.
I think you could run it in and score
I think we just edge 12. Edge 12.
a fair bit. I'd score 3 if he takes that, unless he takes this away.
I like this.
Tough shot, but it's there.
That's right.
Just a chisel off his own red on that'll take out the shot Yellowstone, and then when he drives back, comes off his own and hits yellow.
Yep.
So Owen needs a rocket in the way there.
Slower here, right? Well, actually, it might be faster.
No, I think the speed will be good here. I think it'll be like a 14.
So I think I'm giving you just a couple feet more then. A couple feet more.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind like a 4 or 5.
Okay.
Owen Purcell here with his last stone. The 8th end, up by 2.
He's thrown a few draws down this way, so he should know the line on
Line's
this.
good. Line's great. Room.
He's got a curl though.
Where are we at? Back 4. Back 4.
Coming down.
What's going on?
Wants to get something in
Chip
line
this
with
in is
his.
actually not too bad if you can get the
Just
number. Huh.
So they're looking at that shot you were talking about, Hugh, which is
Yeah, that last one may have taken it away. I'm not sure if it's pretty tough to get. I don't know how you squeeze the rock unless they get one of the kid rocks from out back, that a little bit smaller. I'm not sure. Oh, well, he's lined her up. He sees it. He's trying it. Might be there. Tough shot, though.
last stone for Greg Smith here in the 8th end, down by 2. A big shot.
Big shot coming. Oh, this one's lifted that one way
There
up
we
by his
go.
head.
In.
Nope.
No. Bumps the yellow in for
Steal
2.
for Owen Purcell to steal 2 to win this one 8-4. It's an 8-4 score, but a whole lot closer game
Yeah.
than that
Very
score,
close.
Rob. It's a heck of a game by both teams. That puts Purcell to 1-0 and even record now for Team Smith. So on behalf of Rob Beliveau, just want to thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you tomorrow 9:30 bright and early for the next draw of the 2023 Sioux Sells 1824 Halifax Classic at the Halifax Curling Club. Thanks, and
Thanks,
good
everyone.
night.
Thanks, you. This was fun.
Thanks, Rob.
Better
Cheers.
than Monday night.
Better than Monday night.